How we doing out there? I want to talk about a subject that seems to be coming up more and more every single day, every single week in every showroom, and that's the subject of the demo drive. It seems to me that we see it more often where a customer, doesn't want to take a test drive. And I don't know about you, but I've never had a particularly high closing average of customers that don't want to drive the vehicle. And I think that, it's the way that we say it, the way that we word it. We need to stop doing test drives and start doing demo drives. When a customer doesn't want to do a test drive, they usually say it's because they've owned them in the past, they've driven it before, they've owned 5 of them, they all drive the same. But when we explain to our customers that there's so much more new features, new technology aboard these vehicles, that it's important for them to understand what these vehicles do, I think you're going to have a much better experience with the customer. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, is giving the customer a good experience. It's not to say that I won't present numbers if a customer's adamant about it, but I think it's important for a manager to get involved and explain what our process is, why we do what we do, and why it's important for them to know their vehicles. There's nothing worse than getting a phone call a week or 2 weeks after a customer buys a vehicle, only for them to be asking, what is this button? How does this work? Why is my car doing this? Or what's even worse is, I thought my car had this and it doesn't. So I think it comes down to education and explanation. When I got into the business, they said the feel the wheel seals the deal. But I think it goes beyond that. It's further than that, and we have to really know the vehicles inside and out. There's new navigation systems, there's new safety features that, if the customer doesn't thoroughly understand these features, that, we're gonna miss out and not get the customers to take action. Just because a customer goes online, gets a price quote, gets a payment quote, gets a trade evaluation, don't just assume that they walk through the door with all those papers that they're ready to buy. I've missed those customers because, for whatever reason, they just wouldn't take action. When a customer takes a 1 or 2 mile test drive, comes back and likes the vehicle, and we get to a certain payment they'll buy, that's not selling. It's logic to make a decision on a payment, but it's emotional to buy a vehicle based on value. So, logic tells, emotion sells. So keep that in mind. Work on it with your customers, work on it daily, work on it with your sales teams, and, just get back to the basics. And I don't mean just a good walk-around presentation. I'm talking about a thorough explanation of the features, the benefits, and how they can tie into the customer's needs. So work on it. I'd love some comments on this. Again, I'm not talking about the client that walks in that's writing a $100,000 check for something off the showroom floor. I'm talking about our everyday customers. And keep in mind, the better experience the customer has in the showroom, the better CSI is, the more often they're going to come back to you, they're going to send their friends, they're going to send their family. So be educated and be able to present a good, thorough walk around with your customers and a good presentation demonstration of the vehicle's features with your customers. Work on it every single day. You're going to see higher closing averages. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll talk soon.